Welcome into Let's Talk Shop. My name is Steve. In the last episode, I disassembled the Hex tail lights that came with my Mazda RX3. When I realized what a big job it was going to be to restore those, I decided to go with the round tail lights. Those are my favorites. So today, we're going to receive a pair of those from Down Under. We're going to take a look at what it takes to put them on my Mazda RX3. It's not as simple of a conversion as you might think. Go brew yourself a cup of joe or pop open a cold one and let's talk shop. Got another shipment from Australia. A couple of things. Got a Phil's rotary box and some eBay stuff. Let's bust it into it. Much nicer than my old ones. Now you can tell Phil's tails because they're a smooth chrome. Original tails kind of have a texture in between the ridges. You know what? These are way better than what I have. Comes with gaskets. One of the cool things about ordering these from Phil's was he gave me the option of having red and amber rounds or all red rounds. And I wanted the all reds. That's what we had here in the States. That's what I like. Bring it on. That's what I got. As far as bulbs go, so the brake lights are going to take the dual filament. That's an 1157. Reverse, probably a single. Yep, that's an 1156. I think I've got those. I should. Let's get a look here. And a bunch of crap hanging on my pegboard here. Got them. And they're old as the hills, but I've got them. A lot of this stuff just been waiting to be used. I've even got some pedal pads up here from a V-Dubski. It's the same thing. Same thing on a Mazda. So the Phil's rotary tails do fit right up to a late model. This is a 76. So all the screw holes line up, except, over here on the medial side of the tail lens where, the hex lenses came off, there's an extra lens here and an extra light. And as you can see, the stud that's going to receive, that would normally just go through the back of the beaver panel on an early model Mazda RX3, it's not lined up with these holes here. I'm going to have to make like a bracket that'll bolt here and here, and then have an offset hole for where the stud goes. So, time to get creative. Just happen to have these brackets lying around. They came with the wall mounting kit for a big screen TV. So when we mounted the big screen TV to the wall, we used the heavy duty brackets because the screen was pretty heavy. These are the light duty brackets that we didn't use. So I think these are going to work. Let's take a look here. This bracket will line up with the two holes. So I can bolt it here, I can bolt it here. And the stud is coming out like right here, so I can just drill a hole there, and boom. Yeah, so I'm lucky that these are lying around the house. I don't have to manufacture anything. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's make some marks here. Okay, if this were bolted here, like so, I can terminate this bracket right around here. Whoops, hold on. Using something sharp here because a pen will just be black on black. Won't be able to see. So there's that. And here's where the stud needs to go. Right there.
X marks the spot.
I'll make it a large hole though, so that if I'm off a little bit, I've got error factor. So the other bracket, I'm just going to mark off here. So when I get to where the saw is, I can just go to town on both of them. So terminate the bracket there. So it'll just be this piece. And here's my X. Now on the other side of the car, I want it on the other side of the bracket. So my X should be here. Just want to make sure all that bare metal got handled. Next thing is to tap the brand new tail lamps that I got from Phil's Rotary for a stud to attach the rear section to the beaver panel. And the reason that's necessary is because the Phil's Rotary tails don't come with a threaded stud in this here connection here. All the other studs are in place and they come with a brand new gasket, but this stud is missing and it's not threaded. Okay, what I need to do now is figure out the depth of stud that I need for this little conversion job I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is put the bracket here and then measure with my little pokey deal here for some depth. So here is this post where the stud will go here, and there's the bottoming out. I'm going to put my finger right here and pull this out, and that there, I'm going to want to put a nut on there. So there's one length of a nut, another length of a nut, so right there where my thumb ends. That's how long I want my stud to be. All right, let's measure that. Okay, so we're looking at you know, I want like a 34, 35 millimeter stud. We're tapping this to a 6 by 1.0 thread. I'm just tapping into plastic, so I gotta be real gentle here. I did obtain appropriate studs for that. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that goes in good. Now I gotta be gentle with that. I don't want to crank anything down and have it strip, so it's just plastic. Okay, now for the left lens. A nice straight gentle tap here. So there's the studs that I'm using. It's got a long section. The short section's going to thread into the tail lamp lens, and the long section will be sticking out for the receiving nut. Like right there. Good. Okay, these are both ready now. Let's go see how they fit with the new brackets that I made. Make sure I drilled them holes in the right spot. This is just a test fit, really. Just checking to see if my brackets are going to work for this project. So, let's see what we got. Okay, let's get a couple of starter nuts here. Now, one thing I'm noticing is there's nothing to support this thing here. Hopefully that's where the bracket comes in. Okay, I'm going to need a spacer to take up space between, let me show you. There's a space there. See that movement there? That's going to put undue stress on the plastic of the tail lamp lens frame. So by placing a little maybe rubber spacer in there, yeah, we can absorb that. But the good thing is I know that the bolt holes here line up and that they're the right size, the right distance apart. The creation of the brackets is successful. So busting out the rubber box here, there's not really anything that just totally fits. I've got things I made for wiper washer nozzle rubbers. I had these produced. The hole's kind of large. I could stack a few that would work. You know, and I could totally go to the store and buy stuff that would definitely work. You know, a couple of these stacked on top of each other would work. This is stuff that, you know, it's easily bought at the store. Yeah, something like that would totally, that's working. Yeah, got them in stock. I did find another option though. In my little miscellaneous screws bin here, there's some kind of a phenolic plastic spacer. Who knows what it went with? Maybe a piece of furniture, maybe some desk that you put together from IKEA. I don't know what they came from. The hole's a little small. I would have to drill it out. And they're actually a skosh too long, so I'd have to shorten them up on like the grinder or something. That would only take a couple minutes. First I'm going to see about these little O-ring guys. Yeah, I'm going to see about these guys first, because I've already got them in stock. They already fit. I don't think they go to anything else on my car. I think they came with some little assortment job. You know, they're not already spoken for, you know, if you know what I mean. So let's see how that works out. So you can see what's going on here. Let's get inside the trunk here and show you what we've got here as far as these spacers go. The reason I need them is, you see this space down here? There's nothing supporting the tail lamp frame. It's going to have this play, and these spacers are hopefully going to absorb that space, so that when my bracket goes on, you know, there isn't play. One thing that I am noticing though is that even when I get this bolted down, you know, being rubber, those are soft rubber. So I'm concerned that they're not going to support it well enough, being soft rubber. So let me get a closer look at those little phenolic discs, and those might be the answer. Let's see how that works out. One down. Don't know what these were from, but now they're car parts. And let's see. Sure, fits good. Now I do believe they're gonna be too tall. Pretty positive of that. Let's go have a look on the car. Let's see how that works out with this guy. So yeah, with the disc, quite a bit too tall. Got to take about 4 or 5 millimeters off that. Okay, so I've got the right length now for these little phenolic spacers that I happen to have lying around. They are now car parts. The one on the right is the right length to keep this lens supported with my new bracket. So now I'm going to grind the other one. I need to take this back out and use a saw to cut out this chunk here that'll allow this nut to fit in. So this little makeshift, remember this was a bracket to mount a big screen TV to a wall. So it's working out just fine. I just got a little more work to do on it, that's all. That might just do it. Let's take a look. So now if I can just bend this out, cut it the rest of the way. Okay. With that bent sideways, I can either eliminate it or just let it hang. Letting it hang would be awkward. That should give us the room we need for the flange nut to go right in. Except right now at this point, I need to do a little bit of grinding, and then I'm going to hit it with another coat of black paint because I don't really want any bare metal anywhere if I can help that. And painting it is simple, so let's get it handled. Just a couple sharp edges here. Nice. Okay, we're good. Let's get these tail lamps put in the car now. This is the right side. Brackets first. Now this has the ability to flex a little bit, and I'm going to take advantage of that by just kind of fitting this up before I tighten. Putting the spacer on. Fitting it up. Everybody's in. Everybody's in. Is everybody in? The show is about to begin. That's an old Jim Morrison thing, in case you didn't know. Will this tighten without the nut moving? Without the bolt on the other side moving? No. Yes, actually. Excellent. That did tighten without the bolt on the other side moving. How about this side? Can't see. Excellent. Both of those went just fine. Now let's get some of these nuts started, particularly the top ones that don't need any washers or a loom routing. What do you call those things? You know, a loom routing device. I need to know exactly where the loom routing, you know, these guys. Where did those guys go? You know, this came apart like a year ago. You know, you take stuff apart, you're like, oh yeah, I don't remember where that goes, sure. But no, you don't. So, let's go look at the green car, find out what goes where. So let's get inside this boot on the green car and see how this boot loom wire goes. So this is the right rear. There's a tang there. There's a clip at the top tail lamp frame. Another loom clip there, another one here. Then there isn't. Then there is. Wires go underneath here. So on this side of the car, there is another boot loom routing thing way off in the far left lamp lens frame. All right, so we've got some answers. One goes up here. Perfect. That fits well. Makes a nice washer too. There we go. Yeah, another guy goes down here. Now in the green car there was another loom routing tab right here. But if you take a look at here, this is a large hole, and I want to use one here because it's going to act like a nice big washer. Even though these are flange nuts, it's still not going to cover that whole thing. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Just going to move it over one. All right, these are probably 8mm. Yeah, these are 8. Don't really want to crank these down. It's got a gentle gasket under there. Can't get carried away. They're held in with little tangs, supported by plastic. Snug 'em, don't bug 'em. Okay, lastly, this nut here. Still has a little play, which I want while I do the fitting. Spacer is on, stud through the hole. Everybody's in. Let's get a nut started. couple of them. Okay, that'll do okay to hold it in place while I tighten up the bracket here. There we go. Nice. Nice. Gentle. Remember, it's just going into plastic. There is another wire loom organizer that goes all the way over here. Okay, and all the other nuts will just go on like normal. Got a nice smooth fit on the right, but it's looking like I'm gonna have to massage the left here because the distances between these panels change. I'm gonna fiddle with that and straighten it up and see what I can do here. It is looking better now. I've done a little bit of adjustment, so it's got a nice straight line now. Yeah, my brackets that I've made happen to have those big slotted areas, so that made it so I could adjust them up and down. And as you can see, you know, that's how much it moved. So by moving it that much, it took it back into alignment between the tail lamp lens and the frame of the beaver panel where it belongs. And then put this final nut back on. Tighten that. And again, just nice little bit of a snug. Threads into plastic. And there we go. Gonna change the subject. What should I do about these holes back here? These are the holes that held the USA version of the reflector. Should I fill them? Or should I put another set of reflectors on? I'd have a total of 4 reflectors on the car. Would that be too weird? What would you do? Comment section down below. I want to hear what you have to say. Should I fill them? Put another set of reflectors? Or something that I haven't thought of? Maybe you've got a good suggestion. Okay, so with these hooks in place, we can put this top piece there. And it wraps down here. Goes through that organizing loop. And then it traverses across here, and then into here. Goes underneath here. These two guys are for the license plate light. Red and green goes to red and green. Black to black. Okay, and then on up in here. That guy goes there, and this guy goes here. That's gonna hold the wire for the left quarter marker. Alright, and this guy will eventually plug in up here. Not ready to do that yet. Boot loom routing handled. We got frickin' tail lights, round tail.